guys, welcome back to Soul Light Reflections. I'm back this time with my now husband, Max.
Whoa, crazy.
Okay, so we really want to record the wedding story for you, our festival wedding. However, I've been promising for literally probably almost a year now that we would record our Shambhala engagement story. So we are going to tell that today.
Yay.
I feel like it's been this weird daunting thing because it's such a long story and there's a lot of detail. But it's actually a really fun story for us to tell, and I feel like it's going to be fun for you to listen to because every time that we tell it to someone, they are just really along for the ride. They're like, oh my God, I can picture everything that you're saying. So we are here to finally tell you the tale of our engagement at Shambhala, which was not planned whatsoever. It just happened.
Didn't have a ring.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll just jump into
Dive right in.
So this happened at Shambhala in 2024. And the 2 years prior, my first 2 years, we had gone with big groups of people. The first year we had a group of, maybe 10 people. The second year we had a group of over 30 people in our camp. And it was beautiful and magical and so family-centered and amazing. But last year we decided that we were going to go just the two of us and just camp, Max and I. And then we would run into friends here and there or go hang out at their camp or whatever. Because we knew so many people that were going. But I just was so burnt out of coordinating camps because I've always been camp mom, rave mom. And I'm just I don't want to do it this year. So we decided we were just going to camp the two of us. And from literally the time that we left our house to start driving to Shambhala, which takes about 8 hours, it just was magic. I feel like we got so many angel numbers the whole time. We pulled up to the gate to get into the actual camping area right at 111, and it just was pure magic from there. Everything went so much faster than the previous 2 years. Literally from getting onto the road into the Shambhala grounds, which is a windy dirt road, all the way to finding our camp spot and having our wristbands on and all of that was maybe half an hour.
Way faster than the 12 hours that we waited the 2 years before, which actually deterred people from going. It was the 25th anniversary last year, and I feel like a lot of people who went the previous years were I'm going to sit this one out. The 12-hour wait, it felt really packed. The years prior.
In 2023, it was so packed. Every stage you went to, especially because they had some really big headliners in small-ish stages, and it just was crazy. And honestly, there was a moment when we were I don't know, this was way too crazy. But then we were you know what? It's gonna be the 25th anniversary. They'll probably, hopefully, figure it out, and they really did.
Yeah, and I mean, the years prior was because COVID. A lot of people had tickets from the year that it got canceled, and I think they oversold as well. So it just was way too many people. It was still magical, but it felt pretty crowded.
So anyway, it was a big contrast when we got there in 2024 and we were whoa, this is way better. So the whole weekend was just amazing and so many synchronicities were happening literally from when we first got there. A good example is that we were looking for Max's friend that lives in Canada. He had been texting her since we were on our way, and we went to the river after we got set up, and he was I should probably text her. And as he looks up, she's crossing the river, which, mind you, Shambhala is a festival of tens of thousands of people, and there were already so many people at the river. This was on Wednesday, and it's crazy that she happened to be walking across at that exact point of the river at the same exact time, straight towards us, and she didn't even know it.
Yeah, no, nothing was planned there. It just was hey, let's go to the river. Oh, I should text Jenna and see where she's at. Boom, there she was. And yeah, sure, that can happen. And because Shambhala is the kind of festival where when you're looking for someone, you're not going to find them. Mm-mm. It's when you're least expecting them that boom, they pop up. So just from the get-go, it was just oh, okay, Shambhala, I see you. Boom, right away.
On the very first day we were there.
So, a few hours in.
So yeah, fast forward, and Well, first of all, there was another friend of ours, Caitlin, who we actually met at Shambhala my first year in 2022 that we had also been trying to meet up with since Wednesday. And we couldn't find her, and it just kind of like, I don't know, it just never worked out that we found her. So that
again, we were looking for her and trying to text her, where are you? Meet up at this place at this time, and it just was not working. And so that was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah. So I want to also put a little like side note in here that we're going to tell you a lot of detail throughout this story. And it might be like, okay, but I promise you that every single little detail does come back around. So that is one of them.
Yes. Well, actually, I'm going to first start by saying that Wednesday night, like, we're tired. We've been, like, got up super early, drove all day. It's like a 8-hour drive, basically, from where we live in North Bend. And so it's a trek. You gotta go through the border. That's always a hassle. And we go to bed at whatever time on Wednesday night.
It was like 10 hours.
Pretty early. We were
There's
exhausted.
no music or anything except like at camps. So.
Yeah, nothing was going on. We slept, like, still to this day, I'm like, man, that was like the best sleep I had in so long. Like, I don't know. I just was so cozy. I woke up feeling so refreshed.
Yeah.
Like, just was like, oh, wow, I slept, like, the whole time. Like, probably 10 hours.
Yeah.
And just was like, I feel great. Like, ready to start the day, ready to just get going. We, like Rachel said, it was just her and I. So it was nice to just have, like, our own space. And it was just like, we can get going. There was no time constraints. It was no, like, we got to be here at this time. Like, it was just like, chill.
And we really like keeping a clean home. And so I feel like although we love camping with our friends, it is so nice to have like the kitchen area just exactly how you left it when you left or when you wake up. Like,
True.
And not to have everyone else's shit all over it. Like, I'm the kind of person that even when I'm camping with other people, I am constantly cleaning up like the living room kitchen area of our camping setup because I just cannot with a mess. So that was so nice to just wake up and be like, So then next day is Thursday, and that's the first night that there is a little bit of music.
Yeah, so there's only a couple stages open, and so it can get kind of packed because there's 2 stages open. Although this year they had a third secret stage that was a bit further away at this other part of the campgrounds. So anyways, we meet up with our friends, who there wasn't a lot of friends there. Like I said, a lot of people didn't want to go that year. So the couple of friends that were there, we were hanging out with, we're at the amp stage, it's called. And mind you, the amp stage, it's a cool stage, but it can sometimes get pretty crowded. Tons of people. Sometimes it just sounds only like bass. It can just kind of be a lot sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so we're watching some DJ playing, and we just weren't really feeling the vibes. And we were getting ready to maybe head over to the new secret stage that was open just on
Which was like a 25-minute walk, and that's why we were kind of like, I don't know, do we need to go over there? Maybe we can like try to ride this out. And the reason that we were at this stage is because our couple of friends that we were with really wanted to see the next DJ. And so we were like, okay, let's just like ride out. Quick little interruption to talk about 2 really important things that I am not good at talking about on this podcast. Number 1, I have a retreat coming up in Joshua Tree, November 27th to December 1st. So if you are a person who is in some sort of transitional period in life, whether that's moving, career changes, relationship changes, friendships, your roles and responsibilities in life changing, whatever it may be that you are feeling like you need a renewal, a new outlook, a new perspective, this is the retreat for you. So I like to blend all kinds of healing modalities as well as a lot of playfulness and fun. So if this is interesting to you, I have 2 spots left out of 14. So I would love to have you join us. Again, it's November 27th to December 1st. If this interests you, you need to reach out ASAP, like as soon as you're hearing this, because those spots will fill.
So Thursday, we're with our friends waiting for this DJ to come on. And we weren't really feeling the vibe, so we were getting ready to maybe head to the long walk over to this secret stage. Right when we're getting ready to leave, this guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, you're super tall. Like, whoa, dude. Like, how tall are you?
Classic.
I get that a lot. Like, oh, wow, so tall. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you should meet my friend. Like, he's also really tall. So I'm like, okay. And they're just like right in front of us. So I walk up. He's like, oh, look how tall you are. Crazy. And he's like, let me get a photo of you guys. So literally like take a photo with these random people, this other tall friend of theirs. And we exchanged Instagrams, me and the guy who approached me. His name's Zach. And so we're like, okay, we go on our separate ways. We're like, hey, I'm going to the secret stage. It was nice to meet you. Maybe we'll see you again this weekend. Like, hit me up on Instagram. If I have service, I'll reply. Boom, that was that. And
which is super normal at festivals.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens all the time. Then you like maybe never talk to that person again. Maybe you run into them again. Like, we're like, all right, cool.
Yeah, but you follow them on Instagram or whatnot. And you're like, hey, you had a cool interaction. Whatever it may be. But that was that. And we went on our separate way and went to the secret stage, which ended up being
so fun.
So fucking fun.
Yeah.
It was a total vibe over there.
Yeah.
Way less people.
Yeah.
Because no one wanted to walk over there. And Defunk, this DJ who's Canadian, was playing. He was just like funky bass vibes. It was super fun. Just, yeah, threw down and we were having a blast.
Yeah. It was awesome. Like, and we got to a point in the night during the sets that were playing at that stage where we were like, okay, I feel fulfilled. Like, I feel like we can go home now. We have 3 more days ahead of us. Like, let's just go get some sleep now. So then on Friday, our friend Gina had this amazing, wild, soulful interaction with this woman named Candace at the art gallery at the Village stage. So the cool thing about Shambhala is every stage has like its own kind of art gallery. And so the art gallery at the Village is a lot of like jewelry and stuff. And our friend Gina was like, you guys have to come meet this woman, Candace. I went in there and I was telling her that I like bought an earring from her last year and I gave one of the earrings to my friend, but I want one that's like a little bit mismatched, but like similar. And then we ended up having this amazing interaction. She gave me a backstage pass for the whole weekend for the Village stage. And like, I really need you guys to meet her. And we're like, okay, cool. So we go over there and we're just kind of like looking at the jewelry. And I find this one necklace. And it's hanging on the wall with all the other necklaces. And I'm like, Max, look at this necklace. Like, this is so cool. It's like a cool asymmetrical, has a quartz and then a healing quartz on it. And it has like gold accents and it's just beautiful. He's like, wow, like that's really beautiful. I want to buy it for you. And I was like, no, like you don't need to do that. It was like a sliding scale of like $90 to $120 where you could like pay what you can in between there. And I was like, we don't need to spend that much like on that. You know, I don't like need it. It's just really cool. And this man was like, no, I'm going to get it for you. Which usually I feel like if I was like, no, I really want this, he for sure would get it for me. But usually like both of us are like a little bit more on the frugal side where we're like, do we really need to spend $100 on a necklace right now? Like probably not. But he was adamant. He was like, I have to get this for you. And so I was like, all right, fine.
I don't know. Something about it was cool. Yeah. I'm not a jewelry guy, necklace guy. Like, I don't know. It was cool looking. But yeah, something about it. I was just like, let me get that for you. No, like I deep down wanted to get it. I was like, if it's $100, whatever. Like, doesn't matter.
Okay, I actually went and grabbed the necklace for anyone watching the podcast. So it looks like this. Isn't it so pretty? It was hanging like asymmetrically like this, but there's actually multiple different ways that you can clip it because it has multiple little hook areas. And so how I've been wearing it is hooking it at the little healing quartz area and then doing it like a double strand like this. So anyway, this is the necklace and I just was like, it's beautiful. Max said, I have to get it for you. And then we went and found Candace, the artist that made it. And she goes, yeah, so unfortunately, I can't take cards. I don't have a card reader. And there's no Venmo in Canada. So she goes, I can either do PayPal or cash. And Max is like, well, I don't have Canadian cash. And he's like, dude, we're in the middle of Village stage, which is like a big stage that's always so packed with people. And he's like, yeah, right. Is PayPal going to work right now? But like, we'll try.
The service up there, like, it can be spotty, especially like when you're in the festival surrounded by that many people. Usually your phone, texts, and things aren't working as well, especially data. Mm-hmm. So, like, maybe a text will go through, but let alone, data of PayPal trying to pay someone. I'm like, oh, there's no shot this is going to work. And I'm like, I don't want to walk all the way back to camp and get cash. Like, no, we're pretty far away at this point. So I'm like, I'll try. Then it worked like I had 5G, full bars, and
just right away.
Boom, went right through.
And he picked 111 angel numbers, which I'm still convinced had something to do with it working right away.
I just was like, wow, that's wild. But yeah, here we go. It worked. And so she's like, yeah, got it. Here it is.
So she took it in back. She wrapped it up all nice for me. And then we went on our way. Rest of that day was fine. It was fun. Nothing super notable for the rest of that night. So then fast forward to the next day, Saturday. And we were at the river all day, as we always are at Shambhala. And then later in the evening, maybe 6 o'clock or something, we go back to camp. We do a little reset. We eat dinner. I get ready. And as we're walking in towards the venue, I'm like, oh my gosh, I really wanted to wear that necklace that you got me yesterday, and I forgot it. And he's like, well, we can walk back and get it. We're literally less than 10 minutes away from camp. And I'm like, no, if I really feel like I want it later, we'll go get it. He's like, all right, fine, let me know. So we're in there, and Saturday was a day where we didn't really have a ton of DJs we really wanted to see. So we knew it was going to be a very floaty day of just going around, checking other artists out, whatever. So a couple hours later, I'm like, I actually do feel like I really want the necklace. Can we go back and get it? And he's like, yeah, of course. So we walk back to camp, only 10 minutes. I get the necklace. I put it on. We go back in. And then later in the evening, it's maybe 11 p.m. or something. Again, we had been kind of floating all night around stage to stage, just kind of chilling, Max and I, running into people here and there. We are sitting outside of the village stage again. And Max is texting back a friend that we still haven't found. The friend that we saw the first day at the river, but we hadn't seen her since. And so he is texting her, trying to figure out where she is. These guys walk by and they're like, hey, where have you guys been? And it's the guys from Thursday night. And we're both like, what? And so they're like, hey, you want to come in and see Headaches with us, which is a really intense drum and bass type of music. And so if you don't know what that is, it's and
it's really fast paced.
So they were like, do you want to come in and see Headaches with us? And Max was like, okay, yeah, maybe we'll see you in there. And they're like, yeah, we have this totem. And so we're like, all right, cool. We'll look for your totem and maybe we'll come find you.
And he had texted me on Instagram, which I didn't see. He was like, oh, did you see my message? I messaged you that we were going to be at Headaches.
He thought that's why we were sitting there.
He thought that's why we were standing outside. But I had totally not seen that. And so he was like, oh, you must have saw my text. And so anyways, yeah. Fast forward, and I'm like, I finished my text. I'm like, Rachel, do you want to go in there? I'm like, it's pretty intense.
And Max was
it looks pretty packed over there. I was like, if I don't have to.
And I was like, I'm down. And he's like, really? I'm like, yeah, we can always walk back out. It's not a big deal. I can see their totem from here. It's fine. Let's just go. He's like, all right. So we go in, we find their totem, we find them, and they're just like, oh, hey. And we're dancing there for literally
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Maybe less. And then they're like, we're going to go further in. Our friends are up there. And we're like, and Max is like, are you sure?
I was like, oh, man, it is packed in
there.
And
it's intense. When it's that packed. And Village Stage, if you've never been to Shambhala, is kind of enclosed. There's big wooden structures with 3 levels, the ground level and then 2 more levels. And so it feels a little bit enclosed. And there's a ton of people packed in there. And it's still outdoors, but it's especially with intense music like that, it can be a lot because the sound just traps in the middle. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, they want to go right in the middle. Are you sure? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. And Max is like, okay, you're crazy. And so we just follow them blindly. We're just like, oh, whatever. Just following them through the crowd. And eventually they just stop. And we kind of get situated in our spot. We turn around and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, that's Caitlin. And Max, me, and Caitlin, our friend that we had been trying to see since Wednesday, that I was telling you I met a couple of years prior at Shambhala, she was just there. And we're like, what? This is crazy. How are we? They just led us to you.
Yeah, I've been trying to find you all weekend, and what? We find you now.
And the 3 of us are freaking out, okay? And apparently the guys who we met on Thursday that just led us straight to her were her friends that were camping with her this whole time.
Wild. We were just like mind blown.
So we're like freaking out. We're like, oh my God, like literally jumping up and down, screaming, hugging, all the things, like just so excited because basically Shambhala every year is like our reunion when we get to see each other again because she lives really, really deep Canada. And the guys that had led us there were just kind of like standing there like, yeah, like almost as if they knew, but they had no idea that we knew each other. But it was this weird, like, it almost felt like they were like a spirit guide, like guiding us straight to her, like, here you go. Enjoy. And we're like, what? How did you not? And they're just like not fazed by it.
Yep. So anyways, yeah, it, as we were saying, it's intense in there. The drum and bass is kicking. It's loud. It's packed. It's the heat from the people is intense, sweaty.
And we had our fur coats on.
We had our fur coats on too. So because it was kind of chilly, like outside of there, and so we're hot, wild, and we had this crazy deja vu moment thing that happened. That I'm not going to go in details, but like
we both had the same deja vu at the same exact time. At the same time,
we were like, "What?" Like Rachel and I, and yeah, crazy. So anyways, it's intense. We're probably in there, I don't know, 30 minutes, like in that middle. So after that crazy thing that happened, we were just like, you know what? We need a break. Like we're gonna go out and get some air.
What the F just happened?
Like what the hell just happened? Like we're gonna go out, and they're like, okay. So we're like, we'll catch you later. So we get out of the crowd. We're like, oh man, what the fuck was that? Like, just holding our fur coats. So we're just like, okay, what do we want to do?
We gotta go shake this off.
We gotta shake this off.
That deja vu moment just like really threw us both off. Like not in a bad way, but we just were like, wait, did that really just happen? Like how did we both have the same deja vu at the same time in this crazy thing that happened? And I'm just like, we gotta shake this off. That was insane. We've never had something like that.
This was supposed to be our chill day. And so bopping around here and there. So anyways, we're like, let's go to Fractal Forest, which is more of the funkier stage,
like
groovy house tunes most of the time, a lot of the times. So yeah, we go in and it's funky tunes. We're like, okay, we're just kind of wiggling it out, shaking it off. And then at that time, I was like, oh wait, you really wanted to see Peekaboo. That was one of the DJs you wanted to see all weekend, and he's playing right now at the Amp stage. And like I mentioned in the beginning, the Amp stage, we'd kind of been talking shit on it all weekend because the times we had gone there, the vibes weren't right, the music wasn't hitting,
the crowd wasn't off.
It. Like it just sounded too much like bass. Whatever it was, we were just like, oh. I remember saying like, I think the Amp's like my least favorite stage. Like
we talked so much shit on it, like Thursday, Friday,
yeah,
Saturday.
Like the whole weekend before
we're like,
Saturday.
Oh, this DJ is playing. Oh, it's at Amp.
Yeah, we're like, I don't know. And so, anyways, and they had kind of restructured it. They built like a new thing, so it was kind of a little bit different. Which now actually they've built it. It's better. It's more open. Year, yeah. But it used to be even more just like packed. Anyways, we're like, let's go check out Peekaboo. We go over there, and we walk in, and so much room. There's people, but like so much room. And the
best vibes.
And the vibes were immaculate. The music was just spot on. It sounded crisp, clean.
So good.
Because their sound system at Shambhala, PK sound system that most of the stages use, I don't think all of them do, but is very bassy. Like it, like I said, sometimes if you're too close, it can be too bassy, and you're like,
it can like literally make you nauseous. It's so
and like you need earplugs.
You have to have earplugs. Shambhala is the one music festival like you learn real quick. You cannot not wear earplugs.
Yeah, no, you definitely get some long-term damage. So, anyways, the vibes are great. We're just like, oh fuck yes, we are in it. So we only had a few joints.
We didn't get many. We got like 5 or something.
And we had just a tiny...
We were really rationing them
for the weekend. Yeah. And so we had one left, half of one left.
I think one.
And so she's like, oh, now's like a perfect time to like smoke this and just... Like we just went through a crazy experience. Like this is time to just like, yes, relax. And so we smoked this joint. And I tell you... Like, like, as we all know, Rachel is more in tune than I am, and a lot of people are. And after this joint, it just like, we're just like in it. And it wasn't like, and I'm not saying like, oh my God, I was so high, because I wouldn't even say I was high. Yeah. It didn't feel like, oh, I'm super high and stoned. We just were on this wavelength of synchronicities that, as she calls them, downloads, just like kept coming in. And again, I can't really explain it. I had never had this happen before. And it was like we were thinking the same thing at the same time. And not just about what was happening right then and there, but just like life. It was like, oh, this person is connected because of this and this.
Like, we met this person through this, and that's why that happened. And then when this happened, that was why this other thing happened. And then this person was connected to that, and that's why I connected. Like, it just was wild. And it kept coming to us. Or we would be like, are you thinking? And then the other person would be like, yeah. And we did not even have to communicate with words. It was the wildest thing. And I remember I just kept saying to him, like, you get it now. Like, you get it. Like, you're here. Thank you. Like, you made it. Because there have been so many times, like, at shows, at home, different, like, scenarios where I can feel his, like, soul on the edge of, like, meeting me on that plane. But then he, like, his, like, humanness kind of, like, pulls it back a little bit every time. And I'm like, oh, you were so close. Like, and I mean, there's been times when, like, I'll just be, like, dancing with him or something, and I'm like, do you feel that? And he's like, like, maybe. And I'm like, come on, just, like, sink into it a little bit more. Yeah, like, you're so close. Like,
just force it. I'm like, I don't know what I'm forcing. Like,
I didn't say force it.
Well, no, you didn't say force it, but, like, it felt like forced. You didn't say force it, but, like, it felt forced. Like, you were, come on, you wanted to happen. And so, yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to feel.
So then when it happened during this peekaboo set, I was stoked because I'd been waiting years for this. And the first time that I ever started channeling any sort of spirit guides that were not my own spirit guides was like a year and a half prior to this experience at Shambhala. And ever since then, like, my spiritual journey had like 10x, like, shot up, like, just crazy shit, like, beautiful downloads, just so much more connected to spirit, the universe, and all the things. So I was like so stoked that Max was able to meet me at that plane. And I was like, please don't forget this feeling. And Max is like, how would I forget this? Which is funny because every time that when I first started channeling, I would get to that plane, that like kind of feeling, I would always literally look at Max and say, don't let me forget this feeling. Like, don't let me forget that I'm magic. Don't let me forget. And he's like, you won't forget. And I would literally be so convinced in my mind, because I feel like my Virgo self came through and was convinced that if I didn't write it down or like voice memo what I was saying or whatever of the downloads, that I would literally just forget that, like, I'm magic. And every single one of us is. We can all tune into this, but when you're first realizing it, it is the wildest thing. Whereas Max is just like literally a fucking angel on earth. And he's just like, I'm not going to forget this. What do you mean? Like, this is so silly that you would like say that I'm going to forget this.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't like, oh my God, we're so high. We're out of our minds. Like, I'm not going to remember this. I remember it so clear to this exact day. Like, it was so clear. And the things that were coming through was just like, again, it's hard to explain, but just these feelings and things that were just like, boom, popping into my head and the synchronicities.
Yeah. So that entire peekaboo set was insane. Every single song hit. He played so many unreleased tracks. Like, literally most of his set was unreleased. And it just hit so well. And like, one day, peekaboo, if you're listening to this, we want you to know that your set fucking sent us. And every time we've seen you since then, it sent us 100%. Exactly where we need to go.
Yeah. And we weren't the only ones saying that. Like, after the fact, we talked to people. Our friend Jenna, who we were looking for after Wednesday when we saw her, she was like, I was there, dude. I know exactly what you mean. That was the best set of the weekend. Yeah. And other people that we talked to or Rachel posted on the page comment and said, dude, 100%, like, best set of the weekend.
And again, that was like the least packed stage we had been to that entire weekend.
Yeah.
And so, like, the people that were there, they fucking get it.
They got it. Yeah, 100%.
Like, literally, whether he knew it or not, he was transmuting so many, like, soul downloads and codes into every single person there. And, like, everyone felt it. It was so beautiful. So that was awesome. He gets done with his set, and we just were like, holy shit, what is happening? Like, we need to go sit down and talk about this. Like,
because it was still happening, these synchronicities, these
just
things
kept
were coming
going
through. And so we're like, we need to go sit and like talk about this, because like I'm still thinking of like this connection to this connection and yada, yada, yada.
And the thing about that is like, I can't even tell you exactly what it is that we were like talking about or feeling back and forth. So if you are really like new to the spiritual world, or if you're really new to things like channeling or like really tapping into that source energy, this can sound like a little bit wild, but essentially the things that were coming out of our mouth, the things that we were feeling and kind of like telepathically saying to each other, the substance of what was being said doesn't actually matter. What matters is the essence of it, and that we were feeling it, because it's almost like if you install a new program on your computer to make it run better or whatever, and then you forget that program's on your computer after you install it. Like, it doesn't matter. All you know is that it's making your computer run better. So it's kind of the same thing. Like, we got what we needed out of those conversations, and it doesn't actually matter what it was specifically that we were making the connections about. And the connections that we did make, we do still remember. So that's what's beautiful about it. So anyway, we leave the stage, we go sit down, we're like, dude, da-da-da-da, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, sitting by these like the little sunflower garden. And as we're just in this like portal together, it's literally like no one else exists this whole entire time. Like, it was just us. We were like in it. And our friends walk by us that we were with on Thursday night. So again, like everything ties back to Thursday, which is so interesting, which I'm literally realizing right now.
Yeah.
And so they walk by us and they're like, hey, oh my God. And the cool thing about Shambhala is, again, there's tens of thousands of people, but you will always run into your people at the perfect times. They walk by us. They're like, yo, we're going to go to this secret stage. Do you guys want to join? And we're like, all right, sure.
So yeah, I mean, we're still like kind of just dragging behind, like going slow. And we're like, I'm sorry, like this probably makes no sense to you. We're just like rambling all this, just whatever. Back and forth, and they're like, no, like we want in, like what did
sounds
awesome, like what did we come across, like, and I'm like, oh, it's hard to explain, we'll have to explain another time. So yeah, we're just walking slowly behind them, following along, going back and forth. So anyways, we go into this like secret stage, this like gate that says do not enter,
a really tall
wooden fence gate that opens, that you would think is just like,
it doesn't say do not enter. It says exit on it.
Exit. Not do not enter. Exit. And so you wouldn't think that it would open. Like, you would just honestly, most of the time, think it's a fence.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? What is this? And so we're walking in. I'm like, this has to be new. Like, this is my 5th time at Shambhala. I've never seen this before. So I'm like, this has to be new. So we go in. It's like this dark little pathway. It's in between all the stages. Pagoda, which is like kind of the main stage, Fractal Village. And you're
just like, what the heck?
Like, what? Like, so you get in there, and then it's this mini stage. Well, first there's a sign that says Ikigai Mori, and we go in, and it's this like little area with a little stage that you can't hear any of the other stages if you're right there. Somehow it's just like, the sound is just perfect. And you're like, what? This is a vibe in here. And everyone, like, not many people, but people are just jamming, having a grand old time.
Every single time we set foot in that place, even this year, it's a vibe.
It's a vibe in there.
I don't know how, but it is always a vibe. You never walk in there like, oh, like the music's okay. No.
It's always a vibe.
Yeah.
Like super intimate. Like the DJ's right there. Like you're literally just like right next to whoever's playing. And yeah, just a vibe, as we say. So, yeah, I'm like, this is new, like this is cool, and Rachel's like, I've been here before. I'm like, what? There's no way.
I'm like, I know this place. Like, not even just like a deja vu type feeling. This was like the way I explain it is like, if you went into your favorite Trader Joe's or Sprouts or whatever your favorite grocery store is, like, you know that place. You know where things are. You've been there before. It's not like this is like kind of like a place I've been maybe. And I was like, I don't know how to explain this to you, but I've been here. I found this my first year at Shambhala. And my first year at Shambhala, just to give you some backstory here, was in 2022. And always at Shambhala and other festivals, like I try to go off on my own, like at least once for like maybe even like 20 minutes, half an hour, just like, you know, explore a little on my own. And Max was like, yes, Shambhala is the place to do it. You should definitely go off on your own for a little bit. So I'm like, all right. So I went, and at a certain point, I get to a point where I'm just like, okay, I kind of want to find my friends again. And I didn't want to use my phone because, I don't know, I always like playing games like that with myself where I'm like, I'm going to find my friends synchronistically. And it usually works out. And so this time, I was like, I'm done being alone. I want to find my friends again. And I'm just wandering. And at some point, I found this stage. And I was not there for long. I was like there. And then I kind of like wandered off again. But I distinctly remember it. And then as I'm wandering at the point where I'm like, I want to find my friends again, I'm walking down this really dark pathway. And there's no one around. I can like not hear much music at all. Like it's way off in the distance. And I'm like, where the F am I? Like, how did I even get over here? Like, I'm so confused. And there's no one around, which is like kind of impossible at Shambhala, I feel like. Like there's always people. Finally, I come across this group of 3 people that kind of like cut in front of me from I don't know where. And so I was like trying to talk to them and be like, oh, like, do you know where you're going? Because I'm just going to like follow you. Haha. And they like didn't really interact with me at all. And I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird, but I'm going to keep following them because I don't know where the fuck I'm going. So I just follow them. And eventually I like figure out like where I am. And I'm like, oh, I'm back in the festival. Like that was weird. And to this day, especially because of knowing that secret stage that we were at, I'm like, I think I literally jumped timelines for a second. I think that I literally jumped into an alternate like reality or a different timeline or a future timeline in this lifetime for a second because I visited that stage. I fucking found it. So anyway, we're at this stage. Fast forward again back to last year. We're at this stage. I'm like, I've been here. And Max is like, whoa, that's crazy. Because like, I'm pretty sure this is new. This is my 5th year at Shambhala. Like, I feel like I would know if this was here. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, but I've been here. So we're just continuing back and forth, back and forth. We're right at the very front of the stage, like right by the DJ booth, right by the subs. And we're just back and forth, back and forth. No one can hear us. No one's paying attention to us. Everyone's in their own world. Eventually, our friends like trail away, go to another stage or something. Because they're probably just like, they are really in their own world. And so then at one point, I'm standing there. I'm like, whoa. I just got this crazy, and I don't say this out loud, but I'm thinking like, oh, I just got this crazy feeling that like, this is how it happens. Like, this is when he proposes. Like, oh my God, wait, what? So then I look at him and I'm just like, whoa. And I thought that he like was feeling the same thing. Cause again, we had been so on the same page for hours at this point, like literally for hours. Cause at this point it's probably like 2 a.m. or something, and 2:22. And, so I start like pushing him down. I'm pushing on his shoulders to like get him to go down on one knee. And he's just like, what, I don't, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, am I like making him do this right now? Like, oh, he's not on the same page. So I just like stopped and I just like start dancing again. Cause I'm just like, oh, that was awkward.
Yeah. So we in fact were thinking the same thing. And I had it in my brain as well. I'm like, oh, I think this is where it happens. But my brain, human side, goes like, well, I don't have a ring. And so, I don't know, does it happen here? And so she's like pushing me down. She was wearing a crown, like this like diamond crystal crown all night. And so I kept thinking, I was like, oh, she looks kind of like a princess all night. So as she's like pushing my shoulders down, I'm like, wait, maybe we aren't thinking the same thing. It's like, she's trying to make me like bend the knee or bow down to her. Like she's got this like crystal crown. I'm like, wait, what? So confused. And then it hits me. I was like, oh.
He says out loud.
The knee thing. I was like,
bless this man's heart.
So yeah, I end up getting on a knee and I'm like, we're doing this. Like, I guess we're doing this. Like, do you want to marry me? And
then I was like, yes, obviously. And then we had our little moment and we're like kissing. And so it was like, oh my God, that was crazy. And then like we kind of look around like no one knows what the fuck is going on. Like no one. Because people ask us that all the time. Like, what did you say? And he's like, will you marry me? Because like nothing else needed to be said in that moment. We had already gone on this wild soul journey. Like, nothing needed to be said.
Yeah, I didn't say a whole, like, oh, I remember the first time, this and that. Like, no, it just was very simple and basic and, like, boom.
So then, after we're like, oh, wow, that was crazy. Like, wow. And we're kind of looking around like, yeah, no one has any fucking clue. Then...
That's when I was like, but I don't have a ring. And you were like, no, the necklace is the ring for now. Like, you were so set on getting this necklace for me for whatever reason. And that is the ring for now.
Like, and the cool part is, a friend of mine pointed out when we were telling her this story that this literally has a ring on it, like a circle. It actually has multiple circles on it. So she was like, what do you mean? Like, it's perfect. And another thing is that our relationship has always been so intentional and so non-traditional that this perfectly fits the form. Like, it was just like, obviously this is the ring for now. And this was the ring for like a year, basically.
Yeah, it's true. So that all happens. And we're stuck in this just portal of a stage.
For hours and hours.
We were there for so long.
Like, till like almost 5 a.m., I think.
Yeah, I think we looked, we're like, I think it's starting to get light out. We're like, oh, wow, I think I see the sky starting to kind of brighten up a bit.
And that's just like literally this same plane level of like telepathic communication and just like connections. It had still been going.
Yeah, honestly, all that again was supposed to be a chill night, like maybe an early night, because Sunday we had a lot of people we wanted to see, and a lot of times Sunday, most of the time, we like to stay up till sunrise, the very last day. Mm-hmm. And so Saturday we end up staying till sunrise, staying up.
Yeah. By the time we went to bed, like got back to our campus, it was like 8.
And it honestly, the synchronicities and things happened until we went to bed. Yeah. Like, literally, it was happening.
We were like, I don't want to go to sleep. Like, this has been so insane and beautiful.
So much fun, so wild. So then, fast forward to Sunday, the few hours we slept. And LS Dream was doing his light codes, which started, I think, in the after 2 or 1, whatever it was. So we were like, we have to see that. That was like one of our big things we had to see on the river. It's like a
cool like sound bath vibe that LS Dream does. He's a bass artist. If you don't know him, you should really check him out. But he has started this new, honestly, like it's like codes and channeling in music form. And so it's a really cool sound bath experience that he did. And that's why it was like during the day for people to kind of like, you know, have a little
reset.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went and did that, and we went across the river, because it was at the living room stage, which is on the river. It was packed. There was so many people. We got there a little late, because we obviously stayed up all night and had this crazy experience. But we went across the river, which was perfect, and laid on the rocks. And man, I had never, 1, had done a sound bath before. 2, experienced something like that where you're feeling everyone's breath at the same time, like I still get chills now, like the vibration of just not only the music, but everyone breathing deep at the same time. And like, I was like, whoa, this is wild. I have never experienced this before. Like, this is, and especially at a magical place like Shambhala, it was, awesome.
Mm-hmm. So then we were in line to get a burrito.
Yeah, afterwards.
And Max gets a text from his mom
that said 4 years ago today,
with like a sad face.
I'm like, 4 years ago today, and I'm like, what was that? I was like, oh, I think my grandma passed away 4 years ago today. I'm like, that's wild that we had this crazy night last night after midnight.
Everything, all the wild things happened after midnight. So we start making this connection. We're like, wait a second. All of these things, like the crazy deja vu thing that happened at that crazy D&B artist, the peekaboo, because I'm pretty sure peekaboo started at like 12:15, I think.
Yeah, it was after midnight.
So all of that happened after midnight. We're like, what? Like, did she orchestrate all of this? And like I was saying, like a year and a half prior is when I started channeling any spirit guides that were not my own. I channeled his grandmother, like during that first day that I had started channeling anyone but my own. And I was like, I don't know if you want to like read this, but I think this is your grandma. And he's like, he was not in the state of mind. We were at this Airbnb with people. He wanted to play Nintendo with his friends. And I'm just like, okay, well, it's like in my phone. I just wrote it down while I was channeling, like whenever you want to read it. Well, I just kind of left it there. I didn't ever pressure him to read it, and he never really went back and read it. And so I remembered that there was something in there about my energy and his energy together and how special it was. And so I was like, after he got this text and he was like, oh shit, 4 years ago today. And mind you, his grandmother has always spoken to his mom and his whole family in fours, like multiples of four, like 444, for example. And so I'm like, I'm not surprised that on the 4-year anniversary of her passing, this all happens. And so I'm like, hey, do you want to read this now? It's still in my phone. And he's like, yeah, I do.
So, yeah, read it, and immediately I just started tearing up in line for a burrito. And, yeah, I was just like, well, like she said, I didn't really read it when she first typed it all out. I think I might have skimmed it. I was not in the headspace. I'm like, I don't know. And so it just made so much sense reading it then. I was like, oh, shit, like, I get it. And so, yeah.
Yeah, so needless to say, the rest of Sunday was just absolutely amazing. We also had an awesome night of music because so many of our favorite artists played like right in a row of each other. I actually typically, unfortunately, on the last day of festivals, especially a long one like Shambhala, where we're there Wednesday to like Tuesday, I kind of tend to struggle on the last day, and Max always has to like really like hold me up and be like, all right, we got this.
You got this. You're gonna
This is how it's gonna go. We're gonna do this, and then you're gonna feel better, and then da-da-da. So anyway, I was kind of struggling on Sunday. So after the light codes thing and after we ate, we like chilled for a long time. And then nighttime comes, and I think all of it started at like maybe 8 or 9. It was One True God, who's like really good, like bass-ish, like mid-tempo. And then right after One True God, who like his set like really revived me. Like I was like, all right, I'm back. Like I'm ready to go. It was so boppy. It was so perfect to just like groove to. And so if you've been to Shambhala, this was all at Pagoda right in a row. It was One True God. Then it was Zingara. Then it was Closey. And then it was LS Dream. And as LS Dream started his set, Closey and LS Dream, they have a project together. So they played together for a little bit. And it was just incredible for 4 of our very favorite artists to be like back to back to back to back to back. And so at some point during all of these sets, we're in the crowd and there was this guy in a fox mask, like light up big fox mask.
It was Ella's Dream set.
And it was cool, but like he kept turning around and like facing towards me and it was so bright. And I was just like, dude, it's kind of distracting me. Like, it feels like a lot. There's already a lot going on, like sensory overload. Like, can we move to a different spot? And Max is like, no, this is a really good spot. Like, we're going to stay here.
I'm like, no, it's like, it's pretty crowded, but we actually have a good amount of room.
And
here.
we did.
I'm like, I'm not moving.
And so eventually this guy turns around and I don't really see the fox mask anymore. I get over it, whatever. A little bit later, like, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes maybe, someone comes up to me and goes, dude, I need to know you guys. Like, I really like your vibe. He's like, I know this sounds crazy. And usually, mind you, I'm the one that goes up to people and says things like this.
True.
So he comes up to us and he's like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to know you guys. And I know this sounds crazy, but my wife, Ashley, and I have actually met like some of our best friends here at Shambhala in this same way. And I just feel like we need to know you guys. And I'm like, dope. Like, what's your name? He's like, my name is Ben Fox. We're talking and I find out that, first of all, he was the one in the fox mask because he's a DJ named Ben Fox and he has been DJing at Shambhala for like 10 years or something.
Yeah, 20 years, I don't know.
He's been going for 20 years and he had been DJing for like 10 years there. And so I'm like, oh my God, you would know. That stage over there, that secret stage, how long has that been there? And he's like, oh yeah, it's dope, right? And I'm like, yeah, but like, how long has it been there? He's like, oh no, it's the first year. And I'm like, what? And so I'm like, Max, I gotta go sit down. Cause like this proves that like I fucking timeline jumped or something crazy happened my first year. Like I was just mind blown. Cause in the back of my head, I'm like kind of gaslighting myself here and there. I'm like, oh, maybe like it was like in a dream or something. I don't know. And no, this was like confirmation. So we go out of the crowd a little bit later and we like go sit down. I'm just like, I need a breather. Well, later that night, I ended up getting sucked back into that portal of a stage for hours and hours and hours.
Till sunrise again.
Yeah.
For you. I left multiple times. At this point, was like, there's other people I want to see. It's a vibe in there. I had so much fun, but I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go get some other music. So I went off by myself for a little bit. Multiple times. Then I would meet up with like a couple of friends. And mind you,
Sunday was a day where I did have a lot of DJs I wanted to see.
Yeah, you missed so many.
I missed everyone that I wanted to see past like LS Dream, basically.
That's true, yeah. From after then.
And Max would say like, oh, do you want to like go see Subtronics? I'm like, no, I gotta be right here. I had to be in that stage for whatever reason, which I don't necessarily fully know, but I needed to be there. Like, it was almost like my soul was like getting exactly what it needed and like soaking in all this juicy goodness of like all these codes for like my future or whatever. I don't know how else to explain it. But yeah, I was like, I don't know. I can't leave. And I was literally sitting on the sub in the very front next to the DJ the whole time. And I met so many freaking cool people. Like one of our friends, Cole, who we now are friends with, was DJing and his set was awesome. And
he played actually on Thursday night, back to Thursday, right after Defunk at that away secret stage. Not the little secret stage that she's in a portal, but at the far away.
And we were like, oh my God, this guy's a vibe.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. And so he played at the little tiny stage on Sunday, like really late in the night/morning. So I ended up like just being in there so long. And then it comes to sunrise again. And I'm like, oh my God. But at one point, it was so interesting and wild because the reason I literally think this was a portal is because I was sitting there and Max was gone. And I was like, I really want him to be with me right now. So I text him and I'm like, where are you? And he's like, I'm at Subtronics. And I'm like, can you come back? And he's like, okay, soon. And I'm like, no, now. And I was like, now, I need you to come back right now. Like literally texted him a million times in a row.
Freaking out. I'm like, whoa, okay, I guess I'll come back now.
And the reason why is because I had this wild, like, I don't know how else to explain it besides like a glitch in the Matrix moment where all possible versions of this reality were like clashing at once. I knew that there was one version of this reality where like it is how it is, where like Max and I are together and he's just at this other stage. There was another version of the reality where he had already transcended this earth, but I was still here. There was another version of the reality where he was like kind of essentially a figment of my imagination and he like didn't actually exist in this reality, but he existed in some other reality and I could still communicate with him. And I couldn't figure out which reality I was in. And I literally was like, I need him to physically be right here so I know he is here. And so he finally comes back what felt like forever later. And I just like hug him so tight and I just like would not let go. And I was just like, I couldn't even explain what I was feeling or going through. And he just was like, okay.
Yeah, basically that.
So that is our big, long engagement story, like over an hour later.
It's a long story. It's a lot of things that happened.
It was pure magic. And basically, I have the engagement necklace still, obviously. But like literally that was my engagement, quote unquote, ring up until August of this year, like a month and a half before we got married. Now I have my moss agate ring, which I'm obsessed with. But yeah, it was so much magic. And Shambhala just, it already has so much magic there. Like the land and the people and just so many things about it are amazing. And just like any festival, it changes, it evolves, it turns into something different, it gets bigger. But at the end of the day, I feel like the magic is still always going to be there. And when we went back this year, it was really special, but it was a very different experience than the prior year.
Pregnant. It was different because she was pregnant.
Well, first of all, our dear friend Lydia offered us artist camping and artist passes. So we got backstage for the living room stage, as well as we were able to get backstage in Fractal Forest. And we also got access to the artist lounge, which was an amazing thing to have being pregnant, where we could just go chill whenever we wanted. And they had like a little happy hour, and then they had like chai at night, and they had like a little like hors d'oeuvre time during the day. They had sorbet in the afternoon. Like so many little perks and just so many like cozy seating areas, nicer bathrooms, showers. Like, and we had never gotten that experience at Shambhala. So that was super nice. It was really just like a Shambhala of connection. Like I feel like we were really connecting with a lot of friends and having different experiences. And it was like, yes, the music was there, but it was way less about the music for us this time.
Yeah, it was new friends, old friends. It was just all connection because there was so many. The lineup this year was stacked, and there was so many people we wanted to see that we never saw.
Like any of them.
Like most of them.
I feel like the most time we were at a stage, besides like a couple, there were a couple sets where we were at the stage for the whole set. For like our friend John Casey or our friends Average Citizens or Bob Moses, we were there for most of it because our friends were performing, so we were taking videos and stuff for them. But other than that, I feel like we were not at a stage for more than like 15 minutes a lot of times. But for whatever reason, that's what it was supposed to be. And that's the way Shambhala goes more than any other festival. Is like you just got to ride the wave and know that you're going to get exactly the Shambhala that you need, not necessarily the one that you want. Then the last day came and we were both basically crying for like an hour. I feel like as we like, it was like the last sunrise and we went stage to stage and like said goodbye to each stage, and we did not think it was going to be so emotional, but like we were crying the whole time.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. And I mean, first off, wasn't sure if we were going to make it to Sunrise. I wanted to go to Sunrise. I wasn't sure if she was going to make it, so I was kind of at peace with like, okay, I guess we'll go to bed.
And then I got a second wind, as always.
She got a second wind, and we went out and stayed up till sunrise, and literally went stage to stage.
Which is our tradition, especially at Shambhala. Last morning, we always stay up till sunrise.
We didn't stay to the very end, but we did stay up till sunrise and said our goodbyes to each stage, and it was crazy how just emotional it was, even how just tired we were. It was caught us off guard, like, whoa.
And the reason that we said goodbye to each stage is because I'm pregnant and we know that we're not going to be back to Shambhala for a few years, because although we'll still go to festivals here and there with a little one, Shambhala, as I said, is a really big commitment. We're there from like Wednesday to Tuesday, and you can't really leave like a year or two old child with grandma. I mean, you could, but we're not going to, with like grandma, grandpa. So we were like, all right, we're not going to see this place for like a few years. So we really wanted to make it super intentional and like genuinely say goodbye. And it was emotional, but it was also really beautiful. Like we took our time. We literally like just walked to each stage. We had a moment of silence. Like, I don't know. It was really beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was beautiful. It was different. It just was, just a connection year. And I feel like so many people asked us when we got back, like, oh, how was it? Like, did you see this person, this person? We're like, no, we actually didn't see really anyone other than the homies DJing. So I was like, it was just a lot of connection. I mean, we made some really great new friends. Was able to connect with old friends. Mm-hmm. It just, it was very, very lovely.
So Shambhala will always have such a special place in our heart, and we'll be back one day.
We will definitely be back one day.
But until that day, we will have more stories, I'm sure, in the future of other festivals for ya.
Yes, it's not a goodbye. It's a see you later. The
next one being our festival wedding.
It's true.
We had to tell our Shambhala story before the festival wedding one because, like,
sense.
I've been saying we'd tell you for so long.
Facts. Keep shining, keep aligning.
So I guess on that note, that's all we have for this episode. I hope that you enjoyed this story. And for those of you that are our friends that never actually heard the entire story, hopefully you stayed along for this entire journey of a ride. And this is, now you understand why you might not have heard the story before, because it's a long
fucking
one.
Long ass story.
Now you can say it.
Keep shining, keep aligning.
We'll talk on the next episode. Bye.
Peace.